So today we're going to be looking at the heart. First we wanted to show everyone the anatomy of the heart. So here we have the superior and inferior vena cava. Those feed into the right atrium. And here you have the tricuspid valve. So we do want to make sure you notice the valves are the yellow Play-Doh. Here we have the right ventricle. Here's the interventricular septum. It separates the ventricles. Here's the left ventricle. Here's the bicuspid valve. Here's the pulmonary valve, the aortic valve, the left atrium, and this is the pulmonary veins. The aorta. This is the aorta back here. And down below, it's the lower aorta. Okay, so what we really want to illustrate in this model is the pathway of the blood through the heart. So the blood is going to come in through the inferior and superior vena cava and also the coronary sinus into the right atrium. So we're going to follow the pathway of the deoxygenated blood. So, okay. Going through the right atrium, it's going to cross the bicuspid valve. It's going to go into the pulmonary trunk, through the pulmonary valve, and then what it's going to do, it's going to go into the lungs to get oxygenated. There we go. So now that we have the oxygenated blood, illustrated by the red liquid, we're going to go back into the heart via the pulmonary veins. So here we go. And we're going to enter the left atrium, and then we're going to go through the bicuspid valve, and then it's going to go into the left ventricle. It's going to contract, and it's going to go into the aortic valve, and then from the aortic valve it's going to go into the aorta, and it's going to feed into the upper part of our bodies, and also the descending aorta, and feed into the rest of our lower body.
We also have the anatomy of the outer cavities of the heart, and then we have the fibrous pericardium, which is the outside of it, and then we have the parietal pericardium here. We have the pericardial cavity, and then we have the pericardium, the epicardium, this is the visceral pericardium, then the myocardium here, and then the endocardium. We also have the SA node, the AV node, the right bundle branches, Purkinje fibers, left posterior division, left anterior division, and then the bundle of His. Lobedub, S1 and S2. S1 is a closing of the tricuspid valve and the mitral valve. This starts the ventricular contraction right here when the AV valves close and the semilunar valves open. S2 begins at the ventricular filling when the semilunar valves close and the AV valves open. We have in here we have the PQRST wave. This is seen in an EKG, and here we have the different types of abnormal ECGs, such as the atrial fibrillation, bradycardia, ventricular tachycardia, and ventricular fibrillation. The wave is represented here like it would in an ECG. The P wave reflects electrical changes of atrial depolarization originating in the SA node. QRS are electrical changes associated with ventricular depolarization, and then the atria also simultaneously is repolarizing. The T wave, they are electrical changes associated with ventricular repolarization. Some of the common abnormalities of diseases are atrial fibrillation, bradycardia, ventricular tachycardia, and ventricular fibrillation. Very briefly, atrial fibrillation is a upper chambers beat out of the coordination with the lower chambers. And ventricular tachycardia is abnormal electrical signals in the ventricles cause the heart to beat faster than normal. And ventricular fibrillation is rapid, life-threatening heart rhythm starting in the bottom chambers of the heart. It can be triggered by a heart attack. And tachycardia is a common type of heart rhythm disorder in which the heart beats faster than normal while at rest. Just to remind everyone that the heart pumps 5 to 7 liters of blood per minute.